Hi, Sue here again from Sue's Dog Brockmine Kitchen, and today I would just like to show you something very quick to have for a little nibble. So my partner works from home, so he often gets the nibbles, and we're on this low carb eating plan at the moment, so I'm trying to prevent him from nibbling things he shouldn't. So I'm going to be making these nuts coated in 5 spices. They're called 5-spice sesame walnuts, but mine are not just walnuts, okay, because I change everything. Just so you know, you can change everything too, so don't run out and go to the shops and buy special walnuts. If you've got any other nuts, preferably raw ones, you know, like this. So here I've got a mixture, because you need at least, it's quite a lot, you need quite a lot, so you need, I've mixed them up, so you need 10.5 ounces, which is 300 grams of walnuts, but I'm not using all my walnuts for this one recipe, because I've got another recipe that I need to make which also requires walnuts, so I'm splitting it. So I've also got some cashew nuts that I bought the other day, and some of these blanched peanuts which I bought the other day. So I like to buy different kinds of nuts. So I've made it up to 300 grams with 3 different kinds of nuts. Okay? So don't worry if you haven't got all the same nuts, you can just mix it up. Alright? So I've got 3 different kinds of nuts. This is 300 grams. Alright? I just thought I'd tell you that before we start. So, and this is in my low carb book again, and it calls for 2 tablespoons of Splenda. Right, as I said in previous videos, I do not like artificial sweeteners, especially Splenda, or anything like that. I just don't like them. If you want to use them, that's up to you, but I don't like them, okay? So I'd rather use natural sugars wherever possible. So today, I have some of this this Hilltop honeycomb, which I've had for quite a while, but it doesn't go off, and it's honeycomb, right? So what I've done, because it says here 2 tablespoons of Splenda, so what I've used is 3 tablespoons of honeycomb, and I've melted it in the saucepan here. So that's what I'm using for my sweetener. So obviously this is a part of the wet ingredients, not the dry, okay? But that's what I'm using instead, okay? So you can use honey or any kind of sweetener. You don't have to stick to the rules, but if you want to use the Splenda, then go ahead. But I really don't advise using artificial sweeteners. They're man-made, and they sometimes have all sorts of weird things in them, okay? So I'm just telling you that, so you know. Then it says use ½ teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which I couldn't find in the cupboard, and my partner came along. I found it straight away, which is usually the other way round. He looks for something and he never finds it, and I come along and I normally find it. And then you need ½ teaspoon of sea salt. So I've got my salt crystals here, so we're going to be using those. And then it says 1½ teaspoons of 5-spice powder, which is basically this Chinese spice. Okay, so this is Chinese spice, and in there it has a blend of cinnamon, aniseed, fennel, cloves and black pepper. Okay, so that's Chinese spice, so that's what we're going to be using. Or you might have those individual and then put them all together. Okay, so but you only need 1½ teaspoons of 5-spice powder. Then 1 large egg white. So I've separated the egg, and I've got my egg white here, and I'll use my egg yolk in another video doing something else with that. Probably mayonnaise actually, because I need to make some more mayonnaise. So I'll be making another mayonnaise video using that egg. And then 1 teaspoon of pure caramel extract. Right, I haven't got pure caramel extract on hand, so I'm going to use maple syrup instead, okay? But you can use caramel extract if you have it, but I don't have any. And I'm also going to use a teaspoon of my own vanilla essence, which is my own homemade one that I've made myself and been making for many years. And there's about 30 or 40 pods in there. And all you do is put the pods in and all the seeds, and you just add vodka to it. And that's how it works, okay? I started making this 7 years ago. And what happens is when it goes down, I buy a couple of more pods, I put them in there, and then I just top it up with vodka, leave it for a few weeks, and then start using it again, okay? And then we said about the nuts, and then you need 75 grams of sesame seeds, because that's what you're going to coat them in. In a small cup, combine the sweetener, cayenne pepper, salt and 5 spice. So that's all the dry ingredients. So I won't be putting the sweetener in, because obviously, as I just said, we're using honey, which is wet, it's not dry. So we use half a teaspoon. Remember, cayenne pepper is hot, so you might not want to use too much. So I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, because if I'm going to eat any of these, I won't like it very strong. And then salt. So we're just going to play that by like that, half a teaspoon, a bit more I think, because it can coat on them. And then the 5 spice powder. So we're using 1.5 teaspoons of 5 spice powder. So I'm going to add more 5 spice powder, Chinese powder. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons because I haven't added so much cayenne pepper, okay? But you can add the right ratio if you want. And if you want the ingredients for the recipe, just make a comment below and I'll put it up for you. Oh, that smells nice. I really wish you could smell it. It smells yummy. Anyway, so we've done that. And in a medium bowl, we're going to beat the egg white with a whisk until it's foamy but not stiff. Okay, so we've got our bowl here. Let's just make sure it's got no bits in it. And we're going to pour our egg in, our egg white into there, like so. And then we're going to beat it. Right, so we'll just do it till it's foamy. So like that. Right, so we're only doing it till it's foamy, not stiff, okay? So I've done that. So there's the egg white, foamy but not stiff. Right, add the caramel extract, walnuts and sesame seeds. So I'm going to use half a teaspoon of vanilla essence to that. Oops, see, that might be a bit more than that, a teaspoon. We're using maple syrup. So we're going to add a teaspoon. And then we're going to add, this is where I'm going to add my sweetener, by the way. Hold on a moment. Yeah. In a bowl, beat the egg, add the caramel, walnuts and sesame seeds. So we've got to add the nuts and the sesame seeds. Right, I'm going to add the sugar into this as well now, because it's all the wet mixture, so I'm going to actually put the honey in here right now. Okay? But if you're using the Splenda, then don't put it in yet. You've got to put it in with the dry ingredients, okay? But because I'm using honey, which is a wet ingredient, I'm putting it in now, okay? You can use normal honey for this. And then it says to add the sesame seeds and the nuts. And then mix it round, making sure everything is coated in the mixture. Right, great. So then you just mix it round, making sure everything gets coated. And then you're going to put in the 5 spice at the last minute, your spices, okay? So once you coated it all like so, so that's all coated, you see that? With all the mixture. And then we're going to add the spice. And stir until evenly blended. So we're going to pour that in, scatter it around, and then mix it all in. And also you need to have a baking sheet. So I've done one already, greased, and then put the parchment paper on the top. And you're going to pour this onto there, okay? And then you're going to spread it around, and you're going to put it in the oven. And you're putting it in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes or until lightly browned, which might be hard to see because it's brown anyway, but you should get the gist of it. So you can use more sesame seeds if you want, or don't even have sesame seeds if you don't like them. Okay, so change it. You don't need to have sesame seeds in it if you don't want. So that's done. So what you do now is you just put it on the parchment paper like so, and you're just going to spread it around. Okay, like so. And then just spread it around for 10 minutes and stir the nuts with a spoon and bake for another 5 to 10 minutes. So you do this and then you mix them around again. Okay, so that's it. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to put it in the oven on gas mark 180 degrees, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, gas mark 4. Okay, so I'm going to put these on the lower shelf of my oven, and as I've said in previous videos, my oven is very temperamental and hard to adjust the control. So I just have to keep an eye on it, basically, because I don't think these will take very long in my oven. Right, so I'm going to put them in the oven now, so excuse me, I just need to move the table. There you go. Right, I'll be back in a minute to see how they're progressing. Okay, bye for now. Hello again. Right, I'm just going to turn them over with this spatula. They've been in the oven for only about 5 minutes at the moment, but I don't want them to burn, so I'm going to turn them over sooner than what it says on the instructions, only because my oven is very, very hot and very hard to turn down, as I keep explaining. So I'm just turning them over. They smell amazing. Oh my God, the smell is just amazing. Oh, I wish you was here, you could smell these. They are really spicy, like, you know, Chinese spice. That's what it smells like. It's really, really nice. This is a bit like making peanut brittle in a way, except for obviously it's not going to be as bad for you. And they should set, okay? That is the whole point of this. So I'm just going to pop them back in the oven and I'll be back again in a minute, okay? Hello, Sue here from Sue's Dog From My Kitchen. I'm back again with the nuts. They're done now, so I'm just turning them over for the last time. And then what you're going to do is just take them out off of here, and you're just going to put them on a plate or a bowl or something like that. And you're going to let them, well, just leave them on here actually, and just let them dry and cool down. And once they're dried and cooled down, you can just eat them and they'll be coated in all the yumminess, okay? So just break them up like that. And once they're cooled down, you can just eat them. Mixed nuts with Chinese spice, maple syrup, honey, sesame seed, low carb nuts. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you make these and tell me what you think. You can just change it out a bit. If you have any suggestions, then just leave me a comment below. If there's another way of cooking them that you have found and they're really yummy, just let me know, because I'm always looking for new recipes for my videos, and I would just love to make something that you would decide I should make. So these are a really nice snack for people that pick, okay? I have one of those pickers. I don't pick that much myself, but my partner picks because he's at a computer all day. So these are much nicer for him to pick at than some crisps or something. And low carb in as well, and obviously quite nutritious because they're nuts as well. And there's nothing artificial in there, there's no artificial sweeteners in mine, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and a like if you did. Leave a comment below if you want the ingredients for this. I will put the ingredients below this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. So bye for now. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tell your family and friends about my channel. Okay? Thank you. Bye.